In this video, we'll be looking at reasons high-value women should avoid coffee dates. Coffee dates might not sound so bad to you, especially if you love coffee. But you grab a coffee on your way to work every day. You sit in the coffee shop when you need a break or for a short meeting, and the barista in the coffee shop close to your office probably knows your name. So why should any man take you on a coffee date again? A coffee date is not for a high-value woman, and that's a fact. If you're wondering why you should avoid coffee dates completely as a high-value woman, then this video is for you. We will be diving deep into reasons why coffee dates are unbefitting for high-value women. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy. Before we continue, don't forget to click on the like button and also subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. While you're at it, make sure you turn on your post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Let's dive right in. Number 1, a coffee date is cheap. If you ask any random person to give you a list of cheap dates, coffee dates will top the list. Even a high schooler can afford to buy a cup of coffee and muffins. As a high-value woman, you should avoid going on coffee dates because it shows no financial effort on the part of your partner. If he cannot muster up the courage to take you on a proper date, he is not worth your time. It doesn't even have to be extra expensive. He can take you on a nice date with an average budget. Anyone, anywhere can go on a coffee date. It is not an exclusive space, and you are not just any woman. You are a high-value woman. A coffee shop is a place you meet up with your friends or colleagues and not a potential partner. You deserve the best of all things, and let's face it, a coffee date is just too basic and definitely not the best of dates. If he wants you, then he needs to step up his game to impress you and not treat you like one of his guys. To clearly state your standard to men who might not know, you should avoid going on cheap dates. You are worth so much more than that. What happened to a well-planned dinner or exclusive musical dates? These are date ideas that your man should try out and not settle for the barest minimum. A date in a coffee bar across the street is ridiculous for a woman of your status and caliber. You should avoid going to places like that. It is capable of reducing the worth that people perceive around you. Number 2, a coffee date shows a lack of effort. Do you know how much planning goes into having a date in a coffee shop? None. Zero effort is required to set up a coffee date, apart from walking into the shop, saying hi to the waitress, securing a table for two, and placing your order. It is crazily ridiculous for a man to host a high-value woman like you in a coffee shop where everyone walks in to have a drink. It takes no planning, and it just shows how much you mean to this man. If he's really serious, he'll put in the extra effort to make your date special. It might sound like we're being extreme, but one thing that differentiates high-value women from ordinary people is where they choose to hang out. You cannot afford to go on a date in a place that is open and accessible to all. It speaks nothing of your class or social status. It will put you in the same group as other women that he can take on dates to just anywhere. A man that wants to take a high-value woman like you on a coffee date is visibly showing signs of unseriousness and should be completely avoided. Men who do this are trying to score cheap points with ladies. They can easily set up a coffee date with a woman and discard her like a used tissue. A man that is serious about having a high-value woman as a partner will put in the necessary effort to make the date as memorable as possible, not some cheap scores at a local coffee shop. High-value women should avoid coffee dates because they are ridiculously cheap, and there should be nothing cheap about a high-value woman. Class and exquisite taste are innate traits that a high-value woman should reflect in every choice, and coffee dates sure don't scream class or exquisite taste. Never agree to a coffee date. It's a terrible idea. Instead, you can encourage your date to work towards getting a quality venue for your date. You could go to an art gallery and then have dinner, or you could go wine tasting, or even hiking if you're sporty. Ideas like this speak of creativity and class. You are not a common woman, and you should never appear as such. Number 3, coffee shops are loud. Coffee shops can be quite loud, especially during rush hours. From the dinging sound the door makes to announce the arrival of a new customer, to the loud conversation everyone is having, it could be a lot to handle. Normally, a date should work in a way that you talk and get to know your partner better. However, when you meet in a place like a coffee shop, you will have to raise your voice above others so that your partner can hear what you have to say. This should not be the case for a proper date. On a proper date, communication should never be a problem you have to face. The environment should be serene enough to give you a chance to get lost in your partner's words. A coffee date will rob you of this experience and leave you shouting at the end of the day. The area is not serene enough to offer you the comfort of being in each other's worlds, and there's hardly any privacy. There will be tables around you where the occupants can easily hear the details of your conversation and can watch your every move. You cannot have the best experience on a coffee date, so you should avoid it altogether. Instead, go for places where you can have your privacy in a serene environment. Likewise, in a coffee shop, either you or your partner can get easily distracted, and then the attention shifts from the reason you went there in the first place, getting to know each other. Instead, the environment provides more distractions than you can easily handle, so you turn to conversations that are based on what is happening around you rather than what your life entails. Instead of getting to know details about each other, the coffee shop induces your conversation and steers it in the direction of its activities. This is not good enough at all. You deserve better than that. Overall, try to avoid going on coffee dates as a high-value woman. At the end of the day, you will find out that it isn't worth your time and energy. Number 4, coffee works better in the morning. Whether your body functions well with or without coffee, it doesn't negate the fact that coffee is best taken in the morning before you start your day. When you're trying to shake off the cold and drowsiness of the morning, a cup of coffee does wonders. However, do you have to meet with your date before you start your day just because you want to have a coffee date? We're not sure that's a great idea. Ideal dates don't start until late in the morning or even evening. Why then should you go for a coffee date in the evening? Aside from the wrong timing, you will also be feeding your dependency on caffeine, as you will be taking coffee for the second time in a space of 24 hours. Coffee dates are not good for your social health, neither are they good for your physical health. Number 5, your mouth will stink after the date. There is a particular odor that comes with taking coffee that's only cleared when you eat something else or wash your mouth. It's not good enough that you have to end a date with your partner with bad breath. This is also another reason why you should avoid coffee dates entirely. If you end up kissing after your date, it will be a mixture of bad breath, and that will cap the unpalatable experience you've had at the coffee shop. It's not worth your energy as a high-value woman to go on coffee dates. Instead of meeting at a coffee shop to acquire bad breath, you can suggest that your partner fix your date somewhere else. You can create better options for him if he seems truly clueless about better date venues. If he wants to stay basic too, you can easily just take an evening stroll with your partner through the park and round it up with a dinner at a good restaurant. Anything outside of a coffee date is better. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. Let us know your thoughts on today's video in the comment section below. You can also share other reasons why you think a coffee date is a bad idea for a high-value woman. Looking forward to reading your comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to our channel. We have similar videos showing on the screen now. So if you like this topic, you can check them out. Bye!